Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu partners discos for sustainable power, Lagos signs agreement for a co-rice sale, and Lagos state government pays 5 billion naira to 1,786 retirees. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, says his administration will continue to collaborate with investors to improve power generation, transmission, and distribution in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu made this comment when he received board members of Eko Electricity Distribution Company at the Lagos House in Marina. Take a look.
Board officials of the Eko Electricity Distribution Company and its investor group, WPG, visit Lagos House, Marina, to meet with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to discuss how to improve electricity in the state. The Commissioner for Energy, Mr. Lerio Dushote, gives a brief on the state government's plan for the energy sector.
When we started this journey almost 4 years ago, we started with a consultation paper, which we shared and discussed extensively with the EcoDisco on ways to move the sector forward. It was really in fulfilling Mr. Governor's mandate or his directive that we ensure that we get universal electricity supply to everybody in Lagos, meaning electricity when they want it and where they and in the quantity that they want. The outcome of that was the policy paper, which stated the short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals of the government. We then worked together on the integrated resource plan, which evaluated all of the resource needs to fulfill Lagos State energy demand. Included gas supply, included embedded generation. It also included the grid infrastructure gaps. Grid infrastructure meaning transmission and distribution infrastructure gaps, which we worked on with EcoDisco. The power supply from Lagos to Lagos State today is about 1,200 megawatts peak from the grid and about 4,000 megawatts from diesel generators scattered along all over Lagos. That market for diesel generators is money that EcoDisco is leaving on the table. So we think we can still work together to capture that market back into the formal grid. It's cheaper for our customers. I think we've demonstrated that we're losing about 3 trillion just from allowing that market to continue to exist by itself.
The EKEDC team, led by the board chairman, Mr. Dario Tubo, explains the steps being taken to ensure stable power supply for residents.
ECO has over time constantly thought through innovative ways to overcome challenges. And one of the ways we're happy to inform Your Excellency that companies currently in discussion with NEC and relevant stakeholders to ensure going full bilateral to reduce the generation shortage and grid constraint, thereby improving power supply to the good people of Lagos State. Very soon, we hope this materializes and the effect is felt by the people of Lagos State. We are happy that the Constitution has been amended for the state to join in regulating the power industry. We would like to bring to Your Excellency's kind attention some of the areas that can help us as a DISCO to actualize this agenda. As we know, the push by Your Excellency's administration was motivated and strongly driven by the vision to steady the power supply in Lagos and to engineer further human and physical development through it. We want to propose the following to ensure that seamless implementation of the dissemination of the achievement of the overall goal is intended for this state. Firstly, we urge Your Excellency that while proposing the state regulatory structure and for the power industry, should kindly consider the current structure and the investors that have thus far invested into this sector to avoid any negative impact on your new regulations. We are saying here that you should please try and also consult us so we can help you out in such an area. Secondly, we know and appreciate Your Excellency's regarding the need to collaborate with NEC and necessary stakeholders to achieve the great goals of improving power supply in the cities of Lagos State. Hence, we urge your good advice to kindly work with all stakeholders within the power sector to develop a workable policy, be it generation people locally, be it transmission people locally. We should try and work with them to achieve that. Thirdly, besides the above, recognize the potential for partnership and collaboration to reignite the Lagos State power agenda. Therefore, we assure Your Excellency what we're saying here that, over the years, Lagos has pioneered the power project. Lagos is the one that pioneered this whole bill for it to materialize. So we want to make sure that continues. Now, we are hoping that we can provide grants and financial assistance to companies in the areas of metering. We've realized that one of the things about revenue actualization is metering. That's the last end of collecting your money. So if we can do that, it will help improve the industry. We realize also that without gas, we're going to have problems even powering the power plants in Lagos. So we are hoping that the Lagos will help intervene. We are doing our part also to make sure that we have enough gas into the state, because without gas we can't power most of our plants. CNG and coal are quite expensive and will affect our consumers. One of the problems we have is energy theft. We need assistance of the government for the judiciary to make laws in place, like mobile courts. Because when people are selling energy, it makes actualization of this dream very difficult, because we have to pay from the beginning of the chain to the end of the chain. So we hope those mobile courts will help in when people know that when they don't pay, they are being penalized. Everybody needs to pay, and then when you take loans for those projects, they know that they'll be paid in future. Land for Ecodisco and TCN. We thank you first of all for the land you gave to TCN for their substation. To make this dream of 24-hour power reality, we need to build more substations, and we need more lands within your network to make all these actualized dreams come possible. So we come for you for different lands. We thank you for the one you give to us right now for TCN, so they can begin to build their substation. We also need to create a cost-reflective tariff. Now, one of the things that stopped this market from growing was lack of reliable tariff. And we feel that this is a time that Lagos can take its destiny in its own hand and put tariffs and create what I call an infrastructure fund, whereby you can use that fund to move the market forward. With that fund in place, we can begin to do more transmission work, buy more meters, do more substations, and grow this whole industry itself. Next one is to put a bankable financial framework. I know the governor is a banker and can do all that, but we are here to support him in that dream of making that a reality. We also need to make the ideas of permits and right of way for projects quicker. So that will also help in our area there. Also, with NEC, they are told us that we must have some embedded power in our network. We at ECO have started doing that. We have over 40 megawatts coming up in BI right now, and we're planning to do more within our network. So we're coming back to the governor to give us support, and our partners here also, WPG, they are talking with a company right now to bring a 200 megawatts power ship into the waters here also. I think with SEPLAC, we're still undercover to do that also. So on both sides, we are thinking of a way to increase power in Lagos. What's important is this. Our vision is that we can give Lagos 24-hour power. We are doing that right now in some estates in Lagos, and we feel we can do that in an organic structure, step by step to do that. So we want the governor's support to help us actualize that dream. We shall make sure that before you leave, if not half, 3/4 of Lagos within 20 hours of power.
Then Governor Sanwo-Olu expresses readiness to partner with investors and distribution companies on sustainable power.
We all know that the gaps are there. The system, the industry can, and indeed will do better, if we all, work collaboratively, which is where we are now, and all of the regulatory, issues, that hitherto had embedded, slow down this sector. We're committed to ensuring that we can remove them, and we can create, a serious win-win situation, because it's only when all of this, has happened that indeed we can see our economy thrive very, very well, and people get the sense that the right people are doing this job. So once again, it's to wish you the very best. Ecodisco is to also say that there's a lot that is expected of ourselves, yourselves and ourselves, and people want us, to be able to ensure that we can improve the quality, of power in their various homes and offices, and we can create, a more climate-friendly environment. Diesel generators and the rest of it are not the way to go. There are other cleaner energy, and there's so much fund, around the world that we can use to demonstrate this. The bottom line is that our people out there cannot, continue to not understand why we cannot do this. It's a technology that is on the shelf. It's nothing new, and it's something that we all need to just, there was a minister that was seated here yesterday, and they were all talking about, how can they support us, in all sort of, cleaner energy, renewable energies and rest of it. In the World Bank last week is all the same thing that everybody's saying. Why can't we not, push, our energy, shortage right now, and why should it be a problem? So we have both, on the same page with that. You've asked for specific things which, like I said, we should be able to do. We should be able to work together on energy theft, on land, that is required to increase, the capacity of substation. A lot of the investment you have also said, ensuring that you can have embedded power in it. These are some of the things that we, having, fast, ROWs when you need it. The conversation around how do we ensure that Lagos has, the right gas, interventions, and all of that. What do we need to do, pull people in Abuja and other parts of the country to be able to ensure that that works. And you've talked about partnership. It's so important. All the stakeholders that are currently working, we cannot on our own stay away and say that, we know it all. No, it's that partnership that we need to formulate and cement and ensure that we carry along.
This renewed partnership between the Eco Electricity Distribution Company and the Lagos State Government is to ensure issues of power shortage are resolved as soon as possible.
From electricity to food production. Well, this time, the Lagos State Government has signed an agreement with Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange on aggregation of paddy, sale of finished rice, and also provide sustainable finance to the commodities ecosystem for the Eco Rice Initiative.
Lagos Rice Mill in Mota, situated in a rural community in the Ikorodu area of Lagos, sits on a land space of 22 hectares and stands as the third largest mill in the world. The mill now produces the Eco Rice, rich in nutrients and good for consumption. As part of efforts to make it available in the market and sustain the initiative, the Lagos State Government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, sealed a deal with the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange on aggregation of paddy and distribution of sales of finished rice. Speaking during the ceremony at Alausai Ikeja, the Special Advisor on Rice Initiative says the partnership will help sustain continuous supply of paddy for Lagos Rice Mill Initiative.
Imota will be requiring over 200,000 tons of paddy annually. It's not cheap. In Nigeria as of today, that is going to almost 100 billion naira. 100 billion naira of taxpayers' money being taken from the government will not be the easiest to do in any financial year. But with a partnership with Commodity Exchange, we can maintain the flow to the mill. The mill continues to run. We have a comparative advantage of having a good price, a good source, and at the same time, the head rice becomes something that becomes available in the market. A lot of people have been asking, when are we going to buy it? Yes, it's already in the system, but the act of having everyone to have direct access to it is what this partnership is all about, and will be sustained because it's no longer an issue with administration. We're laying a foundation that subsequent administration can actually work on and leverage on. So a partnership with Commodity Exchange is a win-win for everybody, the citizenry, the state, and the commodities. And also the fact that it's the first time any subnational is doing that. It becomes a yardstick for others. There's other mills too that can leverage on that. So we're really happy about what this partnership is all about. We know that it's a form of sustaining what we have started. Kudos to Mr. Governor for believing in the system and going for it and making sure that it comes to bear. It's really a delight on us that we can actually put pen to paper and have an instrument that we can say this is the understanding between us and them, and we can subsequently move on it, get it signed, and then we can start talking about rolling the rice into every corners of the state at a competitive price. Please note, at a competitive price, and a price that at least everybody will be happy of.
The partners assure the state government of providing financial instruments that will deepen the rice value chain.
The capital market plays a critical role of providing sustainable finance to the ecosystem through generation of tradable financial instruments. Our duly licensed capital market professionals are already working on various financial instruments to deepen the rice value chain. Investors are eager to start investing in the rice mill value chain and other rice-backed commodity instruments. Commodities exchange aggregators have already started supplying paddy to the mill, are more on en route to the mill as we speak today. This signing ceremony is a great stepping stone to build stakeholder confidence for a greater reception of a financial instrument by the capital markets. The Commodities Exchange LCFE hereby is committed to Lagos State Government and the rice mill. We will drive the support of the capital market towards the ecosystem. We have invited capital market operators to witness the signing today to show the commitment of the capital market. He will also be there to be present on the listing day, because we are going to be listing a motor on the floor of the Lagos Commodities and Fisheries Exchange. When we finally introduce Lagos rice mill, the Eco Rice and the various financial instruments to the market, it will be #1 instrument in Nigeria, in West Africa. That's a real instrument tradable on an exchange. This is going to go down in history as a valuable event for to drive the rice value chain in Lagos and in Nigeria.
With this agreement established, the Lagos State Government has re-emphasized that it will ensure the Eco Rice is affordable and accessible to all Lagosians.
And finally on the program, the Lagos State Government says it has paid 5 billion naira to 1,768 retirees who completed their service back in 2020 and 2021. Take a look.
The excitement on the faces of these retirees is glaring. They just cannot hide their joy as they sing praises to the Lord for the opportunity to converge on the Anchor Event Center Ikeja to receive their entitlements from the Lagos State Government. It's the 100th batch of the Retirement Bond Certificate Presentation Ceremony to over 1,000 retirees that completed their 35 years of service in 2020 and 2021. Wearing the cap of the Commissioner for Establishments, Training and Pensions is the Permanent Secretary of the State Pensions Commission, who says 5 billion naira has been paid to 1,768 retirees in the month of April.
We have been a consistent high flyer in the pension industry, with over 50.7 billion naira paid to 13,928 retirees in the mainstream, local government, State Universal Education Board, Teaching Service Commission, and other parastatals of government from May 2019 to date. The Lagos State Government has once again faithfully honored its obligations as stated in the amended Lagos State Contributory Pension Scheme Law. I am happy to report that Lagos State Government has paid accrued pension rights of 5 billion naira only to retirement savings accounts of 1,768 retirees this month, alongside their monthly contributions. This administration, through the Lagos State Pension Commission, collaborates frequently with policymakers and stakeholders in the industry to strengthen the governance, management, effectiveness of the contributory pension scheme in the state. We are currently working on some reforms based on global best practices to reduce post-retirement financial difficulties.
Make sure what you are seeing on your bond is female. If you are a male, make sure you are seeing a male.
An official of the State Pension Commission takes his time to explain to the beneficiaries the difference between single and double phase bonds that will be handed over to them depending on the category they belong.
This is a two-phase bond. You can see, can you see this? Can you see the other side? It's a two-phase bond. So who are the categories of people that will get this kind of bond? Because not all of you will get this kind of bond. Now, if you started your service under SUPEB and you joined service anytime before anytime before 1st January 1991, let's join service. That means, let's say you join 89, 87, 1990, 82, 84, and the likes. your bond will have a two-phase bond. Whether you are retired as a class teacher, a messenger, a gardener, whatever your designation was, your bond will have a two-phase bond. Why? This is it. Ìgbà tẹ́ wọṣẹ́ yẹn títí wọ 31st December 1990. Okay? It was Lagos State government ló ń san pension yìí. But láti 1st January 1991, it became the responsibility of local government to start paying your pension. So the period you worked from 84 to 31st December 1990, you will see it here, carrying Lagos State. Then from 1991, 1st January, Titi was 2007, you will see it at the other side, carrying local government. If you work in the mainstream, call Alausa, okay? Ministry of Health, Education, Agri, Housing, and the likes. That was where you started, and that was where you ended. Whether you joined service 1991, or you joined in 84, or 80, or 70, your bond will have a single-phase bond. Then finally, you will see a bond with an attachment. Ashobora. You can see the bond itself, and you can see a white paper dangling. This white paper here. Can we all see? So not everybody will also get this. Who are the set of people that will get this kind of bond? People who are on interstates. Thank you. You work in 2 different states or 3 different states on interstate. So you have a bond with an attachment. The attachment is the computation sheet designed by LASPEC. So all the states you worked, a portion of Sibe. But the one Lagos State is to pay you, that is what you will see on the bond.
The Director General of the State Pension Commission says government is committed to the ideals of a contributory pension scheme and assures the retirees of receiving the entitlement soon.
I want to thank Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, who has worked assiduously to ensure the consistent payment of pension liabilities and first-class service to our dear retirees. He has shown great commitment to the ideals of the contributory pension scheme by prioritizing the welfare of public service workforce, even in retirement. His administration has initiated various programs to secure the financial freedom of our senior citizens. Mr. Governor has paid, since he came into power, he has paid 50.8 billion to retirees. The monies have been transferred to your PFAs, and I'm sure you'll get your alert when they credit your account. But please, when you get to the offices, if you are not happy with what they are telling you, please don't leave the office. I'm sure you have been given some pamphlets. You have telephone numbers at the back of those pamphlets. Please stay there and call us. Whatever the issue is, we'll resolve it for you there. You do not need to go and come back. Just stay there, call us, we will deal with the issues.
Then the moment everyone has been waiting for arrives as the retirees receive their bond certificate one after the other.
If you enter my house, you know the joy in my heart. I am getting my money back to take care of my grandchildren, not my children now. If you see the joy in me, the joy is arms. I don't know how to describe the joy in me. I will say, God bless Lagos State. God bless Lagos, the governor. God bless the governor that did it for us, possible for us. Without minding, you are Igbo, you are this. I thank God for God. He wants continue to be there in Jesus' name.
I'll go back to my profession. I'm an environmental scientist. I retired as a director, and I want to thank Lagos State for this training that I've received so far. It's going to spur me into greater heights.
I sincerely want to appreciate Lagos State for this. They have really tried. There are a lot of, like I live in Ugijo, and there are some other people. I wouldn't want to go to mention names of their states, but Lagos State is a state of excellence because there are some other states who till now have not collected their benefits. So I want to appreciate Lagos State. I want to say thank you to the Lagos State governor and to the To all the workforce in Lagos State, the authorities in Lagos State who had put heads together to make today a reality.
They look forward to the next phase of life with high expectations of a future assured.
I never knew you will honor me this way.
And that's the program for this week. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Until we come your way again next time, remember to please stay safe. Bye for now.